I need one thing before we get this video started. That is so much better. I don't think anything is better than a morning cup of joe, you know? All right, guys, let's do this. What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to Bruce and Stephanie Comics. My name is Bruce, and today, the day that I'm recording this video, is Thursday, September 8th of 2022. Now, there is a chance this video drops on Friday, but I'm recording this on Thursday. So, what is this video? Well, this is another comic book speculation recommendations. The video where I look ahead to this upcoming weekend's final order cutoff in next week's new comic book day and try to figure out what are the best books to speculate on, so that way we can start to make this hobby fun itself. Now guys, with all things speculation, you guys need to take what I say with a grain of salt. So each and every single week, I have 2 reminders that I tell you guys about. And guys, these are very important. But if you guys have seen this video series before, or you guys are seasoned speculators, look down in the description below and you guys will see timestamps for FOC and New Comic Book Day. And you guys can go ahead and skip ahead to what part you guys want to take a look at. But if you guys are new to comic book speculation, or you guys are new to this video series, please stick around for my 2 reminders. Alright guys, the first reminder that I have for you guys is that you have to do your own research. Speculation, guys, is educated guesses. I am taking my knowledge of comic books and making some educated guesses on what I think is going to do well on the secondary market in the future. But what you guys need to do is go check out the comic book YouTubers you trust, other comic book websites that you trust, and other comic book apps that you trust. This way you can gather the most information possible, so that way you guys can make the best decisions possible for yourself. Because remember, you're spending your own hard-earned money on these books. Not my money, your money. The second reminder is that there are delays with comic books. So sometimes a book will show up multiple times on my final order cutoff spec, or multiple times in the new comic book day section, because that book was delayed for one reason or another. So guys, there are delays. All right guys, those are my 2 reminders. Let's go ahead and dive in to final order cutoff speculation. Alright guys, we're diving into final order cutoff speculation. But if you guys would like to purchase any of the books that I'm about to talk about, you guys need to get your pre-orders in by September 11th for your DC, Scout, and Vault books, and September 12th for your Marvel and all the other indie publishers. Now, with that out of the way, we're going to dive first into my cover lover picks, which are books that I think might do well on the secondary market based on the cover art alone, and then I will cover every single book on final order cutoff that has speculation, and at the end of that list, I will let you guys know what my spec picks of the week are. Alright guys, I had 3 cover lover picks to go over, and the first one up is for Static Shadows of Dakota #1, the Oliver Kopel C cover. Oliver Kopel is one of my favorite artists, and he makes Static look absolutely amazing in this cover, and I think Static fans are probably going to agree. So if you guys like Oliver Kopel and you guys like Static, you guys might want to pick this up, because I think this book might do well on the secondary market in the future. Alright guys, the next book that I want to talk about doesn't even have its cover art released yet, and I am talking about Captain Marvel #42, which is the Jeff the Land Shark variant. And the reason why I think you guys might want to pick up multiple copies of this, because I already pre-ordered mine, is because Jeff the Land Shark is such a popular character, and I think this cover will do well based on that fact alone, because Jeff the Land Shark is just so freaking cool. I love that character. So I pre-ordered a couple copies for myself. Guys, let me know down in the comments below. Do you think this is a silly idea to pre-order a book where the art hasn't even been released yet? Or do you think the fact that Jeff the Land Shark is popular, this book will do well? Let me know down in the comments. Alright guys, the last cover that I want to show you guys is for Grim Spotlight Cinderella, the Tooth Fairy, cover A by Jeff Spokes. I think this cover is absolutely amazing. There's this really creepy guy in the background and a really gorgeous woman in the front holding some kind of spear or something. It's really beautiful. The artwork is gorgeous, and I think this book will do well on the secondary market in the future because she looks absolutely amazing, and this cover just is, it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Alright guys, those are my 3 cover lover picks for this upcoming weekend's final order cutoff. Let's go ahead and dive into all the books that have speculation, and guys, stick around because there are a lot of them. Alright guys, we're kicking off the final order cutoff spec list with an independent, and it is called Kaya #1. Now here is the solicitation. After the destruction of their village, a young girl with a magic arm and a fighting spirit is tasked with delivering her little brother to a faraway safe haven. And there's some cool covers for that book too. Alright guys, next up is Batman Urban Legends #20 with the first team appearance of the Murder Club. Next up is Black Adam, The Justice Society Files, Dr. Fate #1. This is a one-shot prequel to the Black Adam movie. Now, there's been a bunch of these so far, and I'm sure there's more coming up. Next up is Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths #5. DC teases the possible permanent or long-term death of an established Justice League member in this issue. Next up is Dark Crisis, The Deadly Green #1. This has the first appearance of the Super Swamp Thing. You heard me right, Super Swamp Thing. This is also a Dark Crisis on an Infinite Earths tie-in. Next up is Gotham City Year 1 #1. This is the origin of Gotham City. Next up is Static, Shadows of Dakota #1 with the first appearance of Quincy, a friend of Static who is manifesting powers, and also the first team appearance of a vigilante group hunting down super-powered individuals. Next up is Sword of Azrael #3 with the first appearance of an ancient foe who feeds on innocent hearts in molten lava. Hearts in lava. Next up is Amazing Spider-Man #11 with the reintroduction of the Hobgoblin, possible new character wearing the mantle, potential lead-in to the introduction of Hallows Eve that is promoted in issue #14. Next up is Black Panther #10 with the possible first appearance of the Buffalo Soldier, if cameo is in #9. Next up is Ghost Rider #7 with the first appearance of Exhaust, and the first team appearance of the Shadow Hunters, an FBI splinter agency led by Talia Woolroad. Next up is Punisher War Journal Brother #1. A $500 million contract on the Punisher head attracts one face from his past, who's in this hunt for more than just money. Next up is Star Wars The High Republic. So we've got another High Republic series coming out. This has the first appearance of Vildar Mack, a Jedi. And also, this is phase 2 of The High Republic, set 150 years before the first volume. Next up is Star Wars Visions #1. Star Wars mythology infused with elements of feudal Japan featuring Ronin from Star Wars Visions The Duel episode. Next up is Venom #11. This has the first full appearance of Sleeper Agent, the sleeper symbiote with a new host. In the final book on Final Order Cutoff that has speculation, this is more than any other week we've had in a while. It's Wakanda #1. This is the origin of the Black Panther. Historically, those who have held the mantle. So I guess they're going to show a bunch of different Black Panthers who have held the mantle over time. Alright guys, those are all the books that have speculation landing on this weekend's Final Order Cutoff. That's so many books. I'm going to go back over the list and I will come back with my spec picks of the week. Alright guys, after going over that list one more time, there really aren't any books that scream, if I buy a lot of these books right now, I'm going to make myself so much money. But there are some interesting books that I want to go over real quick. And the first one up is Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths #5. Now, this book says it's going to have a permanent death in it, or a long-term death of a Justice League member. Now, deaths do well on the secondary market if they are permanent, but they don't do super duper well. You're never gonna make a buttload of money because you know what? Superheroes never stay dead. But you could see a little bit of a spike in this book if this is a really key member of the Justice League. Now, the next book up that I think might do okay is Amazing Spider-Man #11 with the reintroduction of the Hobgoblin, which is possibly a new character wearing the mantle. And that's the key thing right there to me. Now, if this character is someone in Peter Parker's life, not Spider-Man's life, Peter Parker's life, and it's an important character to him, that could be really cool. And that could mean something in the future for speculation. But if this is a generic villain, then no, this means nothing to me. I also like Black Panther #10 with the first full appearance of Buffalo Soldier. On the cover, he looks absolutely amazing. He looks so freaking cool. But he is a villain, and villains never do really well on the secondary market. Now, there's also 2 Star Wars books, but guys, I know nothing about Star Wars. I do know that the first Star Wars High Republic did really well for a little while, and I know it still does well right now, but guys, is this going to do well in the long term? Guys, I don't know. I am not a Star Wars guy. Guys, if you are a Star Wars guy, leave a comment down below letting me know if this is a book you need to be picking up. And the last but not least, guys, is Captain Marvel #42, the Jeff the Landshark variant cover. I think that might be the best bet because Jeff the Landshark is a hero of some sorts because he's a pet to Gwenpool and Deadpool, and he's also just a really cool character. If the artwork on this book is really cool, this is going to be a home run, a slam dunk. It's going to be a really good bet for speculation. If the cover is lame, probably not so much. But guys, if this has some really good artwork, that is going to be the best bet for speculation. But guys, if you do not like any of the books that I just spoke about, then guess what? Save your money. I'm always going to say that. Save your money. All right, guys, that's final order caught off speculation. Let's go ahead and dive in to new comic book day speculation for next week, which is September 14th of 2022. Alright guys, it's time to go over my cover lover picks for next week's new comic book day, which again is September 14th of 2022. There are two covers that I think you guys might want to consider. And the first one up is Daredevil number 3, the Cal New exclusive variant. There is a trade dress and a Virgin, but you guys have to take exclusive with a grain of salt because for some reason, whenever these books are purchased, they sometimes lose value immediately. But I can see in the future, I'm talking years down the line, that this amazing cover featuring Matt Murdock and Elektra is absolutely amazing. I should say Daredevil and Elektra. But guys, they look so badass. Cal New did an amazing job. I like the trade dress in the Virgin. Both are absolutely amazing. And the second cover that I think you guys might want to consider is Edge of Spider-Verse number 3, the 1 in 10 design variant done by Chris Anaka. But it is really, really cool. I forget what the name of the spider character is on this cover, but guys, this cover is absolutely gorgeous. I am a big design variant fan. I know some other people are as well. That's why design variants tend to do well on the secondary market if it is pretty cool. And I do have to say, this cover is pretty cool. All right, guys, those are my two cover lover picks. Guys, let me know down in the comments below if there are any covers that I did miss. If not, let's go ahead and dive in to all the books that are on the Key Collector app this week. Alright guys, the Key Collector app has 15 books that have speculation. They do have a few other books that are cover lover picks of their own, but guys, there are 15 books that they think have speculation. So let's go ahead and dive into what these books are. The first one up is Edge of Spider-Verse number 3, with the first appearance of the Night Spider, a thief, and the origin of Sakura Spider. Next up is Star Trek's Lower Decks number 1. Now this is the adaptation of the Paramount Plus animated series. Next up is Do Anything number 1. This is an examination of comics through the eyes of a robot Jack Kirby head, and is also inspired by the Bleeding Cool website's ongoing Do Anything column by Warren Ellis. Next up is the 06 Protocol number 1. A mother and daughter are forced to confront family secrets that arise when the family's patriarch is murdered by a secret government program. Next up is Venom number 10. This has the team of Eddie Brock and Dylan Brock and their symbiotes. Next up is Least We Can Do number 1. The solicitation says, in a military-occupied and socially oppressed United Kingdom, a young girl fights for her ideas of revolution as a mysterious and magical power arises from the debris of a nearly destroyed world. Next up is Bone Orchard Black Feathers number 1. Two best friends and avid gamers must fight to overcome an evil darkness that blends the line between reality and their fantasy world. Next up is Vampirella Mind Warp number 1. A powerful sorceress steals Vampirella's body in a bid for eternal life, but ignites an adventure across time and space through Vampirella's history and dark origins. Next up, Flash, the Fastest Man Alive number 1. This is the prequel to the 2023 Flash movie. Next up is Castle Full of Blackbirds number 1. This is the Hellboy Universe limited series featuring Sarah Mae Blackburn, who seeks answers as to the origin of her mysterious powers. Next up is Masquerade number 1, the 4-issue limited series by filmmaker Kevin Smith about a popular social media star who must change her appearance to exact revenge on her brother's murderer. Next up is Batman vs. Robin number 1. This is a 5-issue limited series that pits Batman against his son Damian, who is under the influence of the devil Nazar. Next up is Batman's Mystery Casebook Batman Edition number 1. This is a Batman Day special, and this is the preview chapter of an interactive middle grade graphic novel that invites readers to help Batman solve a mystery. That's pretty cool. Next up is Miss Marvel in Venom number 1. This is a one-shot team-up with Miss Marvel Kamala Khan and Venom Dylan Brock. And the last book that the Key Collector app says that has speculation is Midnight Suns number 1. This is the first appearance of the Midnight Suns, Blade, Kushala aka the Spirit Rider, Magic Wolverine, Nico Minoru, and Zoe Laveau. And also the first appearance of the apocalyptic new villains. Alright guys, those are all the books that Key Collector app says has speculation. I'm going to go back over this list, use my noggin, and try to figure out what books that you guys might want to consider for speculation. Alright guys, the first book that I think you guys might want to consider is Edge of Spider-Verse #3, which has the first appearance of Night Spider, a thief in the origin of Sakura Spider. Guys, I just think sleeping on these books would be really silly. I think there's a good chance that some of these Spider characters are going to do well, so go ahead and pick yourself up a couple extra copies of this book. You know what? And also this cover is really freicking cool. And the next book that I think you guys might want to consider for speculation is Bone Orchard Black Feathers #1. The main reason for this is because it's written by Jeff Lemire, and I personally think his books in the future are going to get auctioned because I think he is a fantastic storyteller. Have you guys seen Sweet Tooth? It's on Netflix. It's such an amazing series, and that was one of the books that he's wrote. Have you read Family Tree? That book has also been optioned. Now, just because a book has been optioned does not mean it's going to get made. But guys, Jeff Lemire is an amazing writer, and I just think picking up a couple extra copies of this book is just a silly thing not to do. And there's also some amazing covers for this book. Alright guys, that was the last book that I think you guys should consider for speculation coming out on next week. It's New Comic Book Day. We've done FOC, we've done New Comic Book Day, we've done cover lovers for both. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Alright guys, you guys have made it to the end of the video, and I first want to say, if you guys have made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching this long into the video. You guys are legends. Now, we went over a ton of books in today's video. I am sure I missed a really good spec here or there, and that is why I always say you guys need to do your own research. Go check other comic book YouTubers, comic book websites, and comic book apps, and you guys need to make your own decisions. I am just suggesting to you guys what I think might do well on the secondary market, and the biggest thing, I don't think any of these books are going to pop off right off the bat. I think a lot of these books will do well in the future. The only book that I think might pop off right out of the gate is that Captain Marvel #42, the Jeff the Landshark variant cover, because people love Jeff the Landshark. I know, I'm talking a lot about that because I got really excited. I love Jeff the Landshark. I think he's such a cool character. But guys, this is the end of the video. If you guys are not subscribed yet, guys, get yourself subscribed. Hit your bell for notifications and smash that like button. And just like I said in the last video, guys, I am talking with Stephanie about new videos that we can do together that make sense for her. So, guys, get excited. Over the next month or two, you guys should see a new video with Stephanie and I doing something really fun. Alright guys, last but not least, if you guys would like to help support this channel just a little bit more, you guys can become a channel member for just $4.99. That's right, $4.99 a month, and you guys get an entry into the end of the month giveaway, which is a mystery box that will go to one lucky channel member, which is filled with at least 15 comic books. Over $50 worth of comics are shoved inside each mystery box, and that is my thank you to you guys before becoming channel members. Alright guys, thank you guys so much, and I'll be back next week with another must-have pickups video, another comic book speculation video, and hopefully my first new Friday video. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.